Today we will be examining Rao Road, which is situated a stone's throw away from Farrer Park and is divided by Kampong Kapur. Being next to Desker Road, it houses intricate detailed shophouses and is a hotbed for vice. The road stretches quite far, connecting Little India and Jalan Besar from one end to the other. The shophouses here have two main styles and are usually positioned this way, with the more intricate detailed ones housing the simpler ones in between. The intricate ones are embellished with Corinthian columns and usually are slightly taller. They are mainly found along the road nearer to Little India, although they are also present along the side nearer to Jalan Besar. The ones with Doric columns are commonly found on the side nearer to Jalan Besar. These shop houses usually belong to Chinese businesses that sell customized engineering parts, electric ware and plastic commodities. The ones with the Corinthian columns constitute 60% of the shop houses, 35% are those with Doric columns. So what about the remaining 5%? The remaining 5% belongs to this corner shop that is painted really green. This particular residential complex that is home to many peculiar tenants like shoe collectors or cultists. And another residential complex which is less peculiar. Now, what about the dingy alleyways? According to a recent article from Mothership published December 9, 2017, a brothel at Rao Road was recently raided. So now the question to ask is, why is Rao Road and Desker Road housing transgender prostitutes? This was owed to the former Buddha Street, which was a former haven for transsexuals. All forms of debauchery was carried out very publicly. By 1984 all activities were stopped and it was demolished in mid-1980s. It is also interesting to note that out of all the prostitution havens, those at Rao Road are paid the least. This was researched to be because of the clientele of foreign workers that congregate nearby as opposed to those in Orchard Towers and the other hotbed at Geylang. The affordability attracts this audience and the expectations from the prostitutes are generally lowered. Let's examine a photo of the back alley. As the law goes, prostitution is legal but solicitation is not. These brothels are easily identified with the lighting used and the transgendered women waiting at the doorsteps. While the back alley consists of brothels, it is also noted that the main road also contains brothels as well. During a regular working day, the pimp and the patron is easily identified. 1. The pimp waits outside keeping watch out in the open, while the patron queues near the pillar outside the doorway of the brothels.
这里有很多几点，可以讲一下有没有影响你的生意？
不会了，
不会啊。
以前比较多了，现在比较少。
现在比较少，是不是因为？
以前红灯区啊，以前呢，70年代、80年代了。
现在还有吗？
后面很少了。
后面呢？
还有很少。
现在我来夜
晚的时候。这几间有了，人妖。
哦，人妖的。
人妖。
祭奠也是啊。
人妖。
跟那个夜来香。
那个 KTV 来的。
KTV 来了，没有。
那个是雕花啊，这种喝酒的。
你有没有觉得这里很多那种大 lorry 啊，会不会来是盖住那些祭奠的？不会啦，不是来特地的，不是。哎，你这里生意？
我们是早上的吗？不是
早上啊，所以是
晚上比较复杂
啊。晚上比较复杂，好像
他们晚上做工啊，我们就回了。
好像6点这样啊。
7点
6点，好像这里是比较多华人的老板做生意是吗？
下面是马来人比较多。
下面那个大马路的对面啊。
这边比较没有什么店吗？这边
是全部都是华人的老板的。
Through the interview we know that operations usually start at night, but it has been observed that it could start as early as 4 p.m. We also know that the KTV bars found at Rao Road are probably not part of this vice ring. These bars are commonly Chinese operated as opposed to the Vietnamese transgendered working girls. But since the pimps are mostly Chinese, we would never know whether they are related unless we dwell inside. Other interesting things to note are the public flats that are found at Rao Road. Through a quick search on Property Guru, Prices for public flats at Rao Road are not low. In fact, they are at around 700K for a 4-room flat. This is similar to safer neighborhoods like Bisharan. Despite the vice ring that operates at Rao Road, housing prices have not gone down. This might be due to the amenities and central location that it is placed at.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Okay, now what I can actually suggest to you is this. Don't hear what I say. You see it for yourself on one of the evenings. Perhaps we can arrange for one of the evenings to actually view the place.
In conclusion, the vice in Singapore is what keeps it from being a sterile country. While governmental intervention keeps us safe, vice is still proliferating but in a controlled manner. Prostitution circuits like Rao Road only thrives because of patrons. And when there is demand, there will always be supply.